months, 15 weeks, 105 days, 6 teams left, 6 stories still unwritten. A champion is defined as a person who has defeated or surpassed all rivals in competition. With the playoffs just around the corner, we ask ourselves, who will it be? Will it be Rob Yanazone, the newbie from New Brunswick? Will Stavallo cam all over everyone's face? Will Lawson finally hold up that trophy that's been in his dreams for years? Will Michael Moore ever forget the day he benched Frank Gore? Will Croner hold up not 1, but 2 fingers in the air? Or will that Cinderella from Troy Bella, John Paul Della Cuesta, wear the glass slipper? Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Deekly Weekly Playoff Edition. Brought to you by Who Gives a Shit? It's the playoffs. Lego. Yo, for real, the playoffs are about to start. Everybody get pumped. It's the fucking Deekly Weekly Playoff Edition. Yo, roll them, D-Man! Roll them!
Fresh Kid C, Fresh Kid C, Fresh Kid P, Fresh Kid T. Oh yeah, we back. Oh, it's that phone. Yeah, Jones. Yeah. Chitty Bang, and we pretty much a man. Sing the song, please. I got you. Hey yo, I once was a kid, all I had was a dream. More money, more problems. When I get it, I'm a pound of dough. Now I'm broke, want the bread we can toast. So fresh how we flow, everybody get this down. Yo, I once was a kid with the other little kid.
Everyone, welcome to the Deekly Weekly Playoff Edition. I'm glad to be back. It's been around 7 weeks. You know, I've took off. It's been pretty crazy. I'm a workaholic, but I'm also lazy as shit. So, you know, they come together to equal no Deekly Weeklies. A lot has happened in the last 7 weeks. Believe me, a lot has happened. I started off the season 0-5, went 3-5. I'm sitting there, and the 5th seed was, as the stat tracker went on, 5th seed, and then I blew it. Actually, after Stavallo whooped my ass, I went down. Back to the 11th, where I belong this season. Unbelievable. I suck. Made the trade for Aaron Rodgers. I guess it didn't work out in the long run. Plenty of things to talk about. Sean Nelson, at the end of fantasy football, his birthday was, what a crazy kind of thing he had going on. He just basically had to have a miracle, and it just happened. Wait a minute, it didn't. The Giants didn't score to Hakeem Nicks, and bada boom, bada bang, Sean Nelson loses by 3 points. It would have been his birthday weekend, and he clinched the playoff spot, and the Giants won. But RG3 and those Redskins came back. Well, did come back and shut Sean's dreams down. Sean out of the playoffs. Can't stand you out of the playoffs. Megatron's gone. Michael Bellotti, see you later. You might not get the invite back next year, as well as Croner's friend from his job. He might not get the invite back next year either. We got plenty of spots to fill in this great league. We have Deekly Weeklies, unbelievable. Who else is gone? And the last but not least, the worst person of all time as far as fantasy goes. Great kid, I love him. Greg Cassell, but he's the worst player in fantasy. Drafted 3 quarterbacks this year. Guess what? All of them did shit. So, Greg Cassell, you were the worst this year, maybe. Again, as last year, I think you were the worst last year. It's pretty pathetic. Stop drinking during the draft. Nah, you weren't drinking. You were fine. Anyway, let's talk about the real winners in this league. 6 people made it. We have John Paul Della Cuesta, the Cinderella from Troy Vella. That kid is ripping. Clinched the 6th seed in the last play of the season. Good for him. We also have Mike Cronin and Rob Yanazone, my two favorites to win it. Well, as far as people I like and the rest of the people in the league. Anthony Stavala, Live on My Street. Once again, I think you're going to crap out. We'll talk about that in 1 minute. Anthony Stavala made the playoffs. And the 2 number 1 and 2 seeds, Michael Moore and Michael Lawson. Once again, last year they got the both first-round byes. They both lost the game. So what does that tell you? Don't get the first-round bye. That's what it tells you. Right?
Right.
That's right. That's right. Yo, you right? Don't get the first-round bye. Play for the 3rd or 4th seed. Cool. There was a lot of talk that Michael Moore was going to bench all of his players and let Bellotti win so Mike can drop to the 2 seed and play a weaker. He thinks that the 4 and 5 seed, or excuse me, either 4 and 5 seed or weaker, something like that. JP, after a lot of talk, wouldn't allow it. He really wouldn't allow it. That was pretty big. He said he'd fight Mike Moore. Personally, I would love to see it. There's 2 tall giants going at it, but Mike Moore is a fag, so JP would have won. That's about it in that situation. So Bellotti, it's been fun, when all the Mikes made the draft, but you. So obviously you're the weaker of the Mikes. No joke. Really like to see you back next year. You did pretty well. Anyway, goodbye. Thanks for watching the weeklies. Anyway, we have 6 teams left. And we're going to go into the matchups. We have JP versus Stavallo. I know it's Friday night. Thursday night just played. I don't know what Darren McFadden got you, but I think JP is going to lose the game versus Anthony Stavallo. Stavallo will win a game that I don't want to see win. I really don't, but Deeply Weekly is going to pick Stavallo over JP. Cam Newton's going to have a decent game, probably put up 2 touchdowns, 200 yards, 18 completions. Not that bad, but the rest of Stavallo's team is going to rip. JP's quarterback, who I believe is obviously RG3. As we can see in the background, RG3 is going to actually pull up a shitty game versus the Baltimore Ravens. Let's be real. The Ravens are coming to town after a loss. Peace out, JP. RG3 throws a stinker, and JP's knocked to the playoffs. Stavallo advances. Another game, my favorite, the game of the week. Yanazone versus Croner. 2 good friends. Yanazone's a good guy. Obviously the newbie from New Brunswick.
He's a douche.
Good for you, Rob Yanazone. But let's be real. Croner, the two-time fantasy championship, one where it really counts. He won last year. Good for you. Croner advances to the next round. To play, how do I not know this already? Obviously, he will play Mike Lawson. Right? Mike Lawson? You wouldn't even have a fucking clue.
Not in your fucking league, dude.
Croner advances to the next round. Yanazone and Della Cuesta,
You can hurry the fuck up and try to play Madden.
Gone. Anyway, Michael Moore, Michael Lawson, good for you guys. It's been fun. And now it's time for a little segment I like to call Deeker's Sleepers. Welcome back to the Deeker's Sleeper Edition. Now I'm going to go 3 straight sleepers on the bat. I think they'd be sleepers. They're going to be Deekers, Creepers, fucking Peepers. All right, 3 best top totals of the playoffs. These are the people who are going to put the most points in the league right now win games that matter. Tom Brady, 102.
That's not a sleeper.
Cam Newton, 97. And finally, the sleeper that will all sleep every motherfucking sleeper alive will be, you got to pick them up, the Miami Dolphins defense. Start them this week at the San Francisco 49ers. Big game. Miami defense, they have I'm telling you, they're coming back. They're coming out. They're going to the West Coast, having a great game. And let's be real, guys, the most ridiculous player of the week. The most ridiculous player of the week. Thank you, by the way. Thank you. The most ridiculous player of the week. I know I said it before. I'm saying it again. Actually, I didn't say it before. Adrian Peterson to have a ridiculous game this week. Throw your quarterbacks aside. AP's coming and running. The guy is gunning for at least 180, 2 touchdowns. Bada bing, bada boom. You got it. you know what? Play anything. Roll it, and we'll end it. Guys, it's been a fun playoff edition. That's about it. That's all the time I got for tonight. Let's be real. We have Stavala, Croner advancing, Michael Moore, Mike Lawson still in it. Yo, everybody, that's been the weekly. Let go, baby. Second round.
So I collapse. I'm spilling these raps, long as you feel them to the day that I drop. You'll never